welcome to another episode of Loving Black with Tori and Terry. Of course, I'm Tori.
And I'm Terry. Welcome. Happy Friday to you. We're glad you're here with us. We got a good show.
We sure do. Hey, speaking of shows, good shows, we had a great show last week with comedian Marcus D. Wiley.
The responses. Oh my God, the responses. People were hitting us up like, that was such a good show. It was good. And he's funny. Isn't he funny?
Yeah.
He's so funny. I love him.
You know what? Just as much as they liked him, they really enjoyed the content because we were getting responses about the content as well. So today we have another similar topic, but
that's what we're all about. We're going to keep that coming.
yes,
indeed.
we are.
This is where you get it, right here.
So tonight we're going to be talking about, should you stay with a cheater? What's that for? So
you guys know me, yeah.
I know, right?
Let's get into it.
So we want to first welcome our guest today. They'll be coming on a little later, but our first guest is Benita Ledet, and she's the owner of A Unique Heart out of Houston, Texas. And then we have both pastors, Ron and Rachel Wilson. They're out of North Carolina, so they'll be joining us later today as well.
Yeah.
He's saying today, it's tonight.
Yeah, tonight. Well, I mean, hey, it goes so fast. But this is the thing. They've got a conference coming up, you guys. Dynamic couple. I mean, anointed, blessed, and so fully talented. We'll get into that. What's happening? We've got so much going on, trying to keep everything going and everything in order. What's going on with you, honey? How you feeling?
Hey, I'm making it. I can't wait, till we get out of here. We'll go get some dinner or something. No. So this topic that we have tonight, in doing counseling, we experience a lot of infidelity, right? And, it's weird because a lot of people think that infidelity leads to divorce. But actually, it's funny that infidelity is like the third option for divorce, with number one being communication and number two being finances. So it ranks a high number three. But you would think that because you violated that personal trust, violated the sanctity of your marriage, that it would be number one, but people seem to work through it.
I have one question, and that is, why can't people be monogamous in a relationship? What is it? Just strictly monogamous.
Yeah, I think.
You took vows, whether it's relationship or marriage. I don't get it.
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with, one, the way you're brought up. So if the parents didn't sow into the children, and the children saw a lot of things that happened throughout their childhood, that could be one of the reasons. Another reason is just people being selfish.
I think that, look, ding, 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 ding. I think that's, yeah.
So being selfish, and a lot of the reasons that we hear in counseling is that there was a lack of communication. Well, I believe that if they had spoken or talked more and talked about things that mattered instead of maybe superficial things, that maybe the infidelity wouldn't occur in the first place.
But someone's got to spark it up, because they won't know. Your partner will not know.
Yeah.
It's up to them to communicate and say, hey, I'm feeling a disconnect. I need to get closer to you. I want to be able to share with you.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you something. So with somebody cheats like that in a relationship, even if it's one time, do you believe that the relationship is dead at that time, or could it be resurrected?
I really believe it is up to the individual. Like you said, we get a lot of that in in our counseling, and it varies from client to client. Some have the wherewithal, to work through it.
Yeah.
Some are just like, you've got your deal breakers. And I'm all for deal breakers. You need to know your deal breakers going in, and you need to stick to them, because you teach people how to treat you. And so when you are true to self, then that speaks volumes. And maybe that's, you never know. I tell clients all the time that what doesn't, kill you makes you stronger. But that doesn't mean go test it, y'all.
When you just said that we teach people how to treat us, so if someone cheats on their mate, does that mean that, okay, well, you taught me, that's what you do, so I'm going to go out and do it too? Do you think that's
No,
what
I mean,
happens?
that's just silly. That's just silly because that's just compounding the
Tit for tat.
problem. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
compounding it, and
Yeah.
that's not God-driven. We want to keep it God-focused, and that's what you want to do. You want to operate in Christ. So my answer to that is draw near to Christ, pray, and seek Him
There you
for the
go.
answers of how to respond and how to move forward. Don't be distracted. Stay rooted in Him.
Now, having said that, we're going to come back to the show, and we're going to bring in our first guest, Miss Benita Ledet, when we come back.
Don't go away.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, truck accident, car accident? Was someone texting and ran into the back of you, not paying attention? It doesn't matter what it is. Give me a call, Attorney Willie Powles. We'll fix it today. The number is 281-881-2457. Again, that number is 281-881-2457. We'll fix it today. Call Attorney Willie Powles.
Ron Carter Cadillac, Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, delivers test drives to your home or office. Enjoy a $9,500 purchase allowance and own the iconic new 2020 Escalade for only $879 a month with just $1 down and no payments for 120 days. Only at Ron Carter Cadillac, Gulf Freeway, just 2 minutes south of the Beltway. Visit roncartercadillac.com.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to a healthy Houston.
In this coming election, voters 50 plus will make the difference in elections across the state. The time is now to make a plan so you can vote how you choose in this coming election. Eligible voters can vote by mail-in ballot, and all registered voters can vote safely in person early or on voting day. Don't wait, make a plan to vote today. For more voting information, head to aarp.org. I'm Tina Knowles Lawson, and I'm a proud voter.
So we're back. So we were talking before we left for break about cheating and what it means to the relationship. So a lot of people, they tend to stay with their mates even after they've been caught multiple times.
Yeah, it's real toxic.
Yeah, very toxic.
I mean, especially when it comes to love. Now, speaking of love, let's switch that conversation. I know we're going to come back to it. You know we are. So let's switch it up for a minute. We have two guests today, two guests that are with us. And the topic that we're going to discuss today is love. This is Love in Black. We're going to talk about the matters of the heart, which is love. Right, honey?
We're going to talk about love, but as I always say, love is just an emotion. And you kind of want to get to the why. Why do I love you?
Oh, yeah. That's good. That's big.
That's huge.
And rich.
But, for those of you out there that know me, I'll say when I ask a couple, hey, why do you want to be together?
He says it all the time.
100% of the time, it's because I love her, because I love him. Well, again, you can fall in and out of love, but what's your why? Why are you there? Why are you married to this person? And if you're going to do all these things that are, unbecoming of a husband or unbecoming of a wife, why even stay?
Right.
So what's your why?
Is bigger. It's bigger than the love because sometimes you kind of fall out of love. I mean, you got your moments, you're challenged and stuff. Yeah. And so that why is what keeps you home. I remember that T.D. Jakes where he's like, you just gone in the house. You get home and just gone in the house.
Well, our first guest tonight, she is the owner of a company called A Unique Heart. And all she exudes is love. All she talks about is love.
Love her.
The first time we spoke, hopefully we can get a word in this time, but the first time we spoke, she just had us rolling and she was telling her story.
Such a light.
Such a light. You guys hear us say that. When we say a person's such a light, I mean, light just outdrives the darkness.
And we recognize it on people. We look for it,
Exactly.
you know, and we pick up on it really quickly. And we experienced hers at the moment of hello.
Exactly. So we want to welcome to you guys, Mrs. Benita Ledet.
Good evening, Benita. How are you, my dad?
Good evening.
Evening. How are you guys?
Good.
We're good. Girl, where you going all that gold on? Give me some.
Listen. It's Friday night. I'm in the mood. I think I just
Uh-oh.
You look lovely.
So
You
is
look
it
lovely.
is it safe to say you're in the mood for love?
absolutely
All the time.
All the time. That is awesome.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hey, I hope you didn't mind me sharing with the audience that the first time we met, you were really, you just took off and you was telling us about your
Wonderful.
story. You were telling us about,
She was
about
exciting.
love. You were very excited, and we appreciate that because we love that enthusiasm. And as counselors, I mean, we're bringing couples to Christ as kingdom couples. And, you just heard us, I don't know if you heard us mention on backstage there, but where we were talking about instead of love, what's your why? When you're talking to people about love, do you ever ask them, what's your why?
Yes, I do. I try to tell people all the time it's way beyond emotion.
Ooh,
Way beyond emotion.
thank you. Can I get you to do
Check.
a drop for us? Because I say that all the time. I mean, I say it all the time. And, we can be in a room with a couple that has been going at each other's throats, right? Mad for days. And when I ask, why do you guys here? Why are you guys here? Why do you want to be married? Because we love each other. So what does love really look like? I'm going to ask the love expert,
Love
the
gets
love
tested.
guru.
Love gets tested.
Yes. Okay, so love does get tested, and you do fall in and out of love. You can actually like somebody today and not like them tomorrow. But because love exudes all, you find a way to make it work.
Gotcha.
You find a way to make it work. And so when you're building up your future with your mate, you are building it on a legacy and the generation behind you. So it is worth the love. It's worth putting in the love.
So you actually wrote a
Beautifully
self-help
said.
journal as well. Is that all about love, or what? How can you
Yes.
tell us about that?
Yes, I self-published a book called The Self-Love Journal, and it is around women rediscovering love for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And when you rediscover love for yourselves, you are rediscovering your self-love for yourself, your self-worth for yourself, your self-actualization for yourself. You got to see yourself in the moment of what you want to manifest. If you can't see it, then you can't achieve it.
That's right. Ooh, say it. You're preaching. You're preaching.
Excuse me.
Friday night preaching. That's exactly what this is. Let me ask you something, if I may.
Yes.
Was that always your opinion? Has that always been something that you lived? Was there something that you overcame and that's how you arrived at this? How has that been for you because I know God gave it to you, so he had to give you something as a breakthrough or something.
Right. So I am the oldest sibling of all of my siblings. And so I helped my mom. She was a single parent. I helped her raise all of my brothers. I actually, when my husband, he already had 3 children. So I married into a blended family. So I put myself on the back burner for all those years, for over like 20 something years. And so I didn't live my dreams and my goals. So I know what it feels like to put yourself on the back burner. So once, like around maybe in my early 40s, a light bulb went off. And God, I had been doing this for the last 20, 30 years anyway, but then God just started speaking to me saying, you need to bring this to fruition.
Yes.
Women need this. Women need to know what you've been doing behind the scenes. And so that's when I started to put everything together. But me personally, I know what it feels like to put yourself on the back burner. So when I begin to love myself more and begin to let God guide my steps and order my steps, that's when I realized that I had something that I had to share with the world.
Have you ever heard the term the burnt toast syndrome? That's exactly what it is. It's like you'll give everybody the good golden toast, and when the one that burns, you're like, well, I'll just eat that one. It's
And that's
always putting everybody before yourself.
yeah.
And, you know, Benita, in saying that, I believe also that if you don't love yourself,
You can't
how can you love someone else?
Okay.
Right? Do you have a rationale behind that? Behind so many people that are hurt, that are devastated inside, but they share their love and all of them with everyone else?
Yes. You know, God, let me tell you, he's just amazing. And he
Oh
will
yeah.
tell you exactly what to do. All you have to do is just listen to him. And
Mm-hmm.
so in my quiet moments, I begin to journal myself and ask God, how can I help these women? How? And that's when I developed the product Love in a Box,
Okay.
because God said, you've got to show the women what to do. Some women don't know what to do. You got to
Yes,
show them.
yes,
And so
yes.
I said, okay, God, how do I show them? And he said, begin to journal and share your experiences in the journal, and then give them uplifting affirmations, and let them check in with their own feelings. Because if you don't get your feelings out on paper, then you will never deal with it straight up. You got to do the work.
Yes.
You
Ooh.
do the
Yes, yes,
work.
yes,
We say
yes.
that all the
Yes, yes.
time.
Oh my
You
God,
have
that
to
is
roll up
so
your
true. I'm gonna
sleeves
get my
and do
fan
the
in a
work.
minute. I'm gonna get my fan. Listen, they call you're known as the love guru, what is it, the love coach, the heart healer. And so with what you were just saying, I mean, that goes perfectly. I mean, how does that, what do you think and how does that apply? I mean, what do you think? How do you explain the difference between the three, being that they've called you all of these different titles?
So they call me the love connector because everywhere I go and everything I do, I'm always connecting love in everything I do with people, organizations. Like, for instance, if I know that there's someone who could benefit Terry and Tori, I'm going to connect you. So I'm the love connector. I like sharing space to see everybody win it.
That's
You know,
right.
there's room for everybody. Our Father in heaven is rich. And I believe in mutual beneficial relationships. So I believe that we all can win. And then they call me the heart healer because after you do the work, I guarantee you, you will see the results.
Mm.
You see the results. We just had a young lady that had her heart had been hurting. She went through a bad divorce. And after she did the work for like almost a year, when we saw the results and I interviewed her on my 1 year anniversary a couple of weeks ago, we saw her do the work. We saw the difference in the confidence that she brought in herself. We actually took her on and we gave her a makeover. We got
Oh.
her hair done. We took her shopping. We got her a makeover with the makeup stylist, and we did a photo shoot. So
Wow.
just that one day changed her confidence, and no one will ever be able to take that experience away from her ever.
That's
Hey, I have
beautiful.
two
Beautiful.
questions.
Bravo.
I have two questions for you. One, do you offer that package for men?
Absolutely.
Good
I'm telling
question. That's a good question.
you, listen, I believe in love for everybody. I am actually working on the Love in the Box for men right now. I am,
Ooh.
yeah,
That
it
was
is
my second question.
Just in time for the holidays, right?
yes.
That was my second question. So I wanted to ask. We received your box, and
Oh my God.
I'll say, hey, this is just for her. It's not for me at all.
I
Let
was
me go
like,
back in
look,
my
I kept
office.
going, ooh, ooh, because it's a treasure chest. It is a treasure chest. Oh
And
my
what
God.
was funny about it, she kept saying, "There's more." She was like lifting us. There's more.
You know, and the experience with that, if I may, because, you know, a lot of things that we go through in our past shape us for our future. I always say that. And the last time well, actually, I did get something. I think it was like 2014. I received a birthday gift that was a care package from my mother that just kept going, kept going. But the time that I really remember being able to relate to the idea was a kid at camp. Had a big trunk sit with cookies from my grandmother and all these different things. And so it's so neat because my love language is gifts. And
Yes.
so to see that box, I mean, I also, even though it's my love language, I like to do the same thing in presentation and the gifts that I give others. And that box,
She does.
the box, you guys, the box says somebody loves you. You guys know Patti LaBelle, somebody loves you, babe. And to see that on there, I was like, ooh. I mean, it was Valentine's Day in September.
Yeah. And as for me, I just throw it in a bag and put the tissue paper in there. And she was like, no,
No, like
that's
give it
not
here.
how we do
Give it
it.
here. Let's get this
She
right.
would go
I picked
to
ribbon,
one of those
everything.
stores and buy the box for $30 for a $5 gift or something.
So it's the thought. It's the thought.
That's
so
funny.
much goes into it. It shows that you really took time and you care about the person. And that's exactly what your Love in a Box does. I mean, can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Do you have one
Yes.
handy?
Yes, absolutely. I have plenty on hand. I am ready to serve and do the element of surprise. Even this week, the Love in the Box has taken off so much, and I thank God to where I've even customized a few. I specially delivered one to a Nigerian pastor from the request from Nigeria. And I specially delivered it to her, gave her some roses along with it, and hand delivered it straight to her front door. And those type of moments just make me just exude, just feel the love, because she will never forget that birthday ever.
That's beautiful.
That's what it's all about. And the Love in the Box is just to remind you that you are loved. No matter what you're going through. I mean, this year has been it's been a year,
Yes, it has.
a challenge.
That was going to be my next question. The pandemic, is it helpful? Because I'm sure you've blessed so many. That's sewing on your part. You are really sewing, huh, honey?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Are you selling these boxes, or how can women get one?
Yes, I am selling it. You can go to my website, auniqueheart.com. auniqueheart.com.
That's good.
And I'm ready to ship all over.
Yeah. So you mentioned earlier about being a love connector. You're not a matchmaking service, are you?
Listen, that is my ultimate goal. That is my ultimate goal. Because the reason why I'm doing the boxes for the men, because after I see the men that want to work for the boxing, and I've seen the women that's done the work, now I can connect the two.
Wow. So
Very
we need to
good.
have another segment
you'll have
with
to
you
come
on
back.
it, where we
You
have
know.
some singles that are looking for love.
Yeah. And even with this here, this is good, because the whole thing is, remember what one of the things Benita said at the beginning, you got to do your work. So if you want this love to come in your life, you got to be prepared. You got to be equipped. So you could, get yourself right, get your head right, get your heart right, your spirit, to receive what God has for you.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yes.
I have one more question. So being that in counseling, I am designated, or I've actually just deemed myself.
The fun fairy.
I'm the love fairy. And so, what is it? You're the love fairy, right?
Fun fairy.
Fun fairy, I'm sorry. I forgot that quickly. I'm the fun fairy. So I give all of our couples the fun sexual things to do, the loving, date night, all these different things that I do, when it comes to me giving that a part of the homework. But with you being like a love angel like you are, and just being such a light, and spreading so much and sowing into others, how do you call her out when you and your husband have a disagreement? How do you kind of like, come on, I'm gonna need you to show up right now? How does that side of you, that alter ego or whatever it is, how do you implement that
Or
when
does
things
your
get a
alter
little
ego
tough?
take control?
Well, here's the thing. The one thing about me is that I keep it real. No matter what the situation is, I'll tell people that, listen, if I know that I'm getting ready to say something that might be offensive, I'll say, listen, love comes in all types of forms. What I'm about to tell you is tough love. And the tough love is because I love you, and I see what you can't see. And I just want to bring the best out of you. God's given me the gift to bring the best out in you. So when I tell you this, don't get offended. Receive it and just kind of marinate on it for a minute. And if you just trust me, God shows me what to show you. If you just trust me and trust God, I promise you, you will see the results. And that's pretty much what I do. And then I go into my spiel of what I need to tell them. And it's tough love. But listen, everybody that I've had this experience with, they always come back and say, thank you so much. I'm so glad I listened.
That's good.
Do they say, what just happened here? I was mad at you.
Right.
And I thought you were about to cuss me out. And then you start talking this love stuff.
Do you even use that with your husband? I mean, when you have a truth moment and you're about to tell him what you feel?
Oh my God, yes. He gets it more than anybody.
Uh-oh.
I mean, but when you have your profession, like for instance with us, I could never use a statement or something, because I could hear him, or if him on me, because it's like, don't come, no, don't put your counselor hat on. Does he ever come with you like that? Like, I need Benita right now. I need, my wife, not Benita Ledet,
Not the love
Yeah.
doctor.
the love guru. Yeah. Has he ever just, you know what I mean? Has he ever just kind of said, come on back, bring it down, it's us?
Yes, all the time, because like, let's just say we're in a conversation, right? And we're watching TV, because a lot of times we get into the conversation. Even like last night, we were watching the show with Marcus Wiley. We were watching that, and we were getting into that was last week. Yeah. And we were watching it, and he said, "What do you think about what he's talking about?" I said, "I think that he has very good content." And so then we got into the conversation. He said, "Okay, I need you to not be the heart healer right now. I need to know how Benita feels about this." And so then I began to just answer his question. But all the time, he'll say, "Benita, I just need you to answer this."
And you know what people don't realize is when God places a purpose on you, it is you.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is you, and it's interchangeable. It is you. It's just another facet. We women are diamonds. It's a facet, another facet.
Yeah, but you just said something interesting when he said he didn't want to talk to the other one. He wanted to talk to Benita. My thing is, I don't want people to misinterpret us and even you as we are one way, in front of one audience, but then another way off camera or anything. To our audience, this is the way we always are.
What you see is what you get.
Exactly.
And those that know is know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we really don't change the counselor to the Mr. and Mrs. Smith hats. We really don't. We're the same way each way. How do you incorporate that? Because obviously your husband recognized something that he said, okay, I don't want the love answer. I want your answer. What's the difference?
The difference is he's been knowing me over 30-something years.
Mm-hmm.
So he knows me in and out. And so he knows that if I give him a particular answer, he'll like, okay, well, break that down. And then he'll say, okay, after you break it down, okay, that's the answer that I was looking for. I just want to make sure it's coming from you and not from a unique heart.
Right.
But what's how do you separate yourself from those? Because it's not like you're an actress or something. I mean, that's your life. That's a thread of you. That's part of who you are.
Right. I think that, like Terry said, when you know me, and it's like we don't put on any facade or anything. We are just genuine good people, and so. He knows. He knows me in and out, so he knows if what we're discussing, if it's straight from me, which normally it is. It's really kind of hard to separate the two because everything I do is around love anyway. So when we're having a conversation, it naturally me is going to come out anyway.
Okay.
And another thing that you can, when I think of that, my husband and I teach all the time that we're always evolving. So when you say 30 years, you're not the woman that you were 30 years ago, and you've done your work, right?
Absolutely.
So your answer is going to change because you are growing. So your responses have grown just the same. So the way you respond to something today is not the way you would have necessarily responded 30 years ago. You know what I mean? So I think that him knowing you and growing also with you, I think he recognizes that, but he just needs maybe just that good assurance that you're still my girl. You're still, you're still my ride or die.
So one last question, and we got to answer it real quick because we're up against the break. What advice would you give someone looking for love?
Ooh, good one.
My advice that I would give to someone looking for love is to know your self-worth first. When you know your self-worth first, anybody that you're looking for is an added bonus to you.
Exactly.
They can't complete you. You know your worth first, and then you'll know what to attract for yourself.
That's great.
That's it.
That's good.
That's it. Love in a box and love in a word. How about that?
Yep. So we'll be right back after this.
Don't go away. We got our second guest.
Ron Carter Cadillac, Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, delivers test drives to your home or office, like the new 2020 XT4 Premium Luxury, only $359 a month, the new 2020 XT5 Premium Luxury Collection, $399 a month, or the first ever 2020 XT6 Premium Luxury Collection, just $499 a month, all for 39 months lease with just $1 down, or purchase and choose 0.9% APR for 60 months plus $1,500 bonus cash. Visit RonCarterCadillac.com.
I'm a Texas voter.
And I plan to vote
By mail-in ballot.
I'm a Texas voter.
And I plan to vote safely in person.
I'm a Texas voter.
And I plan to vote early.
I am a Texas voter.
And I plan to vote safely in person. In this coming election, voters aged 50 plus
will make all the difference.
Will make the difference.
Will make the difference.
Will make the difference.
will make the difference in elections across the state.
So make a plan now.
So you can vote however you choose.
It doesn't matter
Where you vote,
How you vote, or who you vote for.
What matters?
What matters?
What matters?
What matters is that you have a plan to vote.
For more information,
Head to
aarp.org/tx.
vote.
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 Đi bầu cử.
और वोट करना मत भूलिएगा।
Vote.
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 唔該，去投票。
In this coming election, voters age 50 plus will make the difference in elections across the state. The time is now to make a plan so you can vote how you choose. In this coming election, eligible voters can vote by mail-in ballot, and all registered voters can vote safely in person early or on voting day. Don't wait, make a plan to vote today. For more voting information, head to aarp.org/tx. I'm Chloe Dow, and I'm a Texas voter.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to a healthy Houston.
God bless you, and we greet you in the matchless name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I am Ronald Wilson.
And I am Rachel Wilson.
And we are the pastors of Kingdom Vision Life Center in the great city, Greensboro, North Carolina.
G-Boro in the house.
We are here to invite you to be our special guest to our marriage/single seminar.
Oh my God.
2020.
2020.
It has finally arrived.
It has finally arrived. The moment we've been waiting for.
Anticipating.
Married couples, y'all better get ready.
This will be, and it's going to kick off September the 18th through the 20th.
Yes.
At 7 p.m.
Absolutely.
Nightly on Facebook Live. Listen, we have some power hitters. We have some great voices in the kingdom of God. We have Apostle Mike Freeman and his wife, Dr.
from Baltimore,
Didi,
Maryland.
From Baltimore,
wow.
Dr.
Come
Didi
on, y'all.
Freeman,
It's gonna be
Spirit
on.
of Faith Christian Center.
Yes.
You know them from Marriage Made Easy. They're here to make your marriage easy. And we also have ourselves.
Yes. Yours truly,
Yours
Ronald
truly,
Wilson.
from Marriage on the Rocks. Thank God for that.
Yes,
and
you know we're going to bring it, y'all. You know we're going to bring it in the
Those of you
spirit.
that love praise and worship, we have great praise and worship each night from Marette Brown Clark. Also, yours truly.
Absolutely.
My
We're
wife,
excited.
Rachel Wilson.
Don't forget about the exclusive Zoom sessions.
We have some exclusive Zoom sessions.
Now, exclusive mean exclusive.
That's right.
So, for the married couples, it's going to be exclusively just for us. Okay?
Not on Facebook Live.
So singles, you can't be a part of that. However, you are part of this year's seminar. So we also, I believe we're going to have some exclusive single sessions as well.
Absolutely.
So it's going to be so awesome. It's going to be so cutting edge, so on and popping. You don't want to miss. I'm telling you that now, and it's going to be crazy.
Absolutely. So we encourage you and all of your family and friends to visit the website right now, kingdomtodaygso.com, to register.
Come on and register.
Register is not mandatory, but it is encouraged.
Absolutely.
Please visit the website right now and register. We have registration $25 per couple.
Come on now. Our registration is so cheap this year, y'all, that you can go pay for a whole nother couple to be a part this year. Likewise for our singles.
$25 per couple, and then I believe it's $10 a single.
Per single.
And then it's $5 preteen or teenager. Kids are free, of course.
Yes.
Register now
Yes.
and help us spread the message of love and family and promote the kingdom of God. Please do it now and watch your marriage and your single living come to the next level. God bless you.
God bless
and
you.
we will see you there.
See you there.
Attention all married couples and singles. Join us this year for our virtual marriage seminar 2020, hosted by Pastors Ronald and Rachel Wilson. The theme for the marriage seminar is A Meeting at the Well, John chapter 4, verses 1 through 30. Along with Pastors Ronald and Rachel Wilson, this year's guest speakers are none other than Apostle Mike and Dr. Dee Dee Freeman, pastors and founders of the Spirit of Faith Christian Center and Marriage Made Easy Ministry. Our featured guest psalmists are our very own national gospel recording artist, Rachel Wilson, and Marette Brown Clark. There will be exclusive date sessions for singles and exclusive date sessions for married couples on the Zoom platform. We will also have nightly sessions on Facebook Live for all audiences. For married couples, the registration is $25 per couple, $10 for singles, and $5 for teens or preteens. To register and for detailed information, you can visit our website at www.kingdomtodaygso.com. This is a marriage seminar you don't want to miss, and hope to see you there.
Okay.
Hey, we're back, and we've been talking with Mrs. Benita Ledet from A Unique Heart, and we have one more question before we bring our other guest on. Benita, you still with us?
Yes, I'm here.
There you go. Hey, one last question for you regarding love. We hear a lot of couples when they're upset with each other, and they always say, if you love me, show it, or prove to me you love me. How can someone, especially a guy, demonstrate our love without saying I love you? What actions can be shown? I mean, I figure, hey, we keep the lights on, we keep the water running, we keep the roof over our head.
He would have to do that if he lived alone. Stop.
This is my love zone right here. I'm showing you all these things I'm giving you on a daily. But what would you tell someone else?
Let me just say this to the brothers.
Go on, girl. Give it to them.
The best love that you can show your wife, your girlfriend, your significant other, fiance, is to listen.
Oof.
Listening is power.
Yes.
Listen to your mate when she's expressing her feelings, her wants, her dreams. It could be just a general conversation. It can be something as simple as, babe, I'm a little fried this week. I just want to take a ride to Galveston and unwind. That's simple.
Okay.
Listen to her request.
So guys, get your notebooks out. Let's see, emotions check.
Yeah, or I need a massage. I'm just stressed and tense. Stuff like that. Exactly.
She's been saying this for a couple of nights,
hint.
and I'm so sorry, baby. I went to sleep.
Hint, yeah.
I am so sorry.
I'm gonna put it out there. Yep. 100 #100.
Yeah. Hey, Benita, we really enjoyed our time with you, but don't go away because we want you to chime in on our question of the day.
Can you stick around?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. Great.
Got a question today.
Hey, our next guest, they hail from North Carolina, and they are pastors of...
Beautiful couple.
Yeah. They are not only pastors, but they are also putting on marriage, not just marriage though, marriage and singles conference. And actually it starts tonight. It starts today.
Yeah.
But we wanted to bring them on anyway, since you guys will be watching today, and you can tune in virtually on tomorrow or go back to it. So we want to welcome pastors, and we're not going to call them pastors on the show, but we want to welcome Pastors Ron and Rachel Wilson.
Team Wilson.
Hey guys.
Hello, hello, hello.
Introducing Miss Benita to you all. That's Team Wilson, so you guys can see each other. It's kind of like the Brady Bunch with the windows. You could kind of look down at each other.
Greetings. We have enjoyed you. Amazing.
Thoroughly
amazing,
enjoyed it.
Amazing ministry.
Thank you,
Praise
and
God,
yours
thank
too.
you. Yeah.
I mean, we commend
So excited to
anyone
have you guys.
that's putting couples together, and we're rebuilding God's kingdom here on earth. So when we counsel from a kingdom couple perspective. What's your guys? What do you guys do when you're talking to couples?
Absolutely. First, thank you so much. We're honored and privileged to be on your show. Thank you so much.
You're quite welcome.
Thank you for coming.
Certainly enjoyed Benita. Thank God for that great work that she's doing in the kingdom of God.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
You're quite welcome.
We certainly come from that same angle as kingdom perspective, because when it comes to marriage, couples, family, God is the architect.
Yes.
And we just point everybody to biblical principles. That's it, because you can't go wrong. If you do it God's way, marriage, family is 100% success rate.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's right.
That's
I'm
what
over
we
here
say all the
cheering you
time.
guys. I'm
Yes.
excited. I'm like, yes, say it.
Foundation of any marriage, it revolves around Christ. And a lot of people just don't get that. But our audience members do. So that's why they love us and we love them.
That's the key. That's the key, because anything else is flesh driven, and that doesn't last. It's not sustaining. Christ.
That's exactly right.
It's same today, tomorrow, forevermore.
That's right.
Yesterday, that's our Lord. Hey, let me ask you guys something. I mean, I love the fact that you include singles. Because we have so many marriage retreats and so many conferences, and the singles are like on the sidelines, like, I want to be a part of that team. I want to have my own. How is it that you incorporate both, but still upholding the honor of the married couples? Because, you can mix them both can get a little
muddy.
Yeah. So, you know what I mean? But how do you do that? And especially with the pandemic, you got to get kind of creative, eh?
Yeah. Absolutely. We actually used to have classes just for married, and then we had classes just for single. But the Lord put on our heart to bring both together, because there will be some things in marriage that the singles will have to hear, because they're not going to be single all their life. Absolutely. So it can help them better prepare for marriage, to hear the things married people go through, the reality of marriage, because a lot of times people, as far as my wife, she can explain it, a lot of women have what we call a Barbie mentality.
Yes.
And she have a conference, Unmasking Barbie, that she talks to the women about, because women started out just almost born playing with Barbie and Kent, having each other kiss, and they'll talk for Ken and talk for Barbie at the same time. But we grew up as men with Tonka trucks, jumping out of swing sets, playing in sandboxes.
Yes.
We didn't have marriage on our mind.
Women had this grand illusion of marriage and the horse-drawn carriage and everything since childhood.
Well, because of all of the Disney princesses, all of the cartoons, and all of the animation, everything was the prince and the princess, right? So it was like this fairy tale. Yeah.
Fairy tale, happily ever after type of story, no problems. Ken didn't have to use the restroom, but when we grow up and see that marriage is real between two real people, it gets real then. And my wife definitely have a great conference with Barbie once a year with the Unmasking Barbie, so she can probably talk from that perspective as well.
Please do.
Absolutely. My primary thing that governed me with the passion to do the Unmasking Barbie is because I always say this: I'm the first Black Barbie that God, and I'm not the first technically, but just in general speaking, I'm one of the Black Barbies that God began to unmask. And because I came up with that false perception of this happily ever after life, and as a young lady, very rare. I grew up as a young lady desiring to want to marry a minister, not an NFL player, not this model, not this NBA player, not this lawyer. I wanted a minister. And so with that perception, even wanting a minister, I think is it's a really false perception in that, because just because your spouse is a minister doesn't mean they don't bleed, don't mean they don't argue, don't mean they don't get on your nerve. I'm like, who did I marry? I thought he was this perfect minister. He is getting on my last nerve. I'm just being honest. And so for my life, 20 going on 24 years of marriage, God had to, number one, primarily unmask me from the unrealistic expectations. So I have lived the life, really, and is still living the life of understanding that women, we have a false perception as a child that Barbie raised us, the false reality raised us. It raised me. And that's what caused me to put the pressure on my husband, unrealistic expectations. Had I not had that false perception, I got my man good, my man all right. But because of the Barbie fantasy that I had, he couldn't do anything right. His shoes is on the floor. You're not helping me do the dishes. I mean, it's just like my mind would gravitate to more negative things rather than all of the great, phenomenal things he was doing.
Yeah.
So this collab with the singles and the married, it is so amazing because the singles, we've been single. We know the pain of being single, but we've also been married. So the collab is for both sides, even just of us. The singles need to hear that when you get married, you're going to duke it out sometimes. And I don't mean physically punching. I hope some people do, but we don't. But I mean, you're going to argue. You're not going to agree on everything. You're going to fuss like us. We argued about bread. I'm from the West Coast. So we put bread in the refrigerator.
What?
My husband's from the Port City. Yeah, and he put bread on top of the refrigerator. So our first argument was about bread.
Who eats
I'm over here like a
cold
bobblehead.
bread?
I'm just like,
who eats cold bread though? Hey, I'm glad you said all of that, Rachel, because women, when they come to us, women are actually, a lot of them are praying to fix their husband, praying to God to fix their husbands. And what we tell them, no, that's not a realistic prayer. What you have to pray on is to work on yourself. And then, like my wife says all the time, we teach people how to treat us so they will see the way that you're they will see the way that you're reacting and responding to certain things, or the way your walk. And then they'll want to do the same thing pretty much through osmosis. Even if you're not telling them, they'll see. It's just like having a friend that has a limp, and you don't have a limp, but all of a sudden, you develop a limp because you've been walking with your friend. So I'm glad you mentioned that earlier, because a lot of people don't realize and understand that you can't fix anyone. You have to work on yourself first. So that just throws that whole Barbie mentality out the window there. Yeah, because this world isn't perfect. You don't have the Barbie dream house. I mean, you can, but it's going to get dirty. It's going you're going to have things happen to it. Hell's going to hit the roof and maybe punches some holes.
Absolutely.
And you know what, too, honey, if I can add to that, when you were saying, I mean, Rachel, this is the thing. We tell people all the time, be sure you're sure. Because when you go in with the Barbie mentality, then you're not going in, with the wisdom and the knowledge that you need to know. And it's important that we share that, like you're doing with your women's conference. It's important that we reach one, teach one, and we tell, because not every young lady had a mentor I really promote mentoring. But not every young lady had a mother or grandmother or somebody to really speak into them and prepare them for. And the men just the same. So entering into the sacrament, the covenant of marriage, we got to be sure we're sure. You got to know. You got to do everything you can to seek and get understanding. Yeah. Absolutely.
Hey, Ron, I have a question for you. And I know you probably collaborated with your wife, but the title of your conference this weekend is called A Meeting at the Well. Now, does that referring to Jesus meeting the woman at the well and introducing himself to the world, pretty much who he is at the same time?
Absolutely. Just like your wife just said, I'm a bobblehead over here now.
I can't help it.
You definitely hit it out the park, because the meeting at the well happened, we saw in the book of John, I believe it was chapter 4, long verses. I think it was like verse 1 through 30, where this Samaritan woman comes with her water pot to draw water. And normally in history, a trip to the well was taken between at least 2 or more people. But this particular trip, it was just this woman by herself. And she came to the well to draw water, and she left at the well her water pot. And went back to the city with the whole well because of what the Lord spoke into her life.
Exactly.
She was filled.
Exactly.
She left a water pot and went back with a whole well.
You know what, Benita, you can speak to that. Now, Benita, you can speak to that woman because you know the Lord, like we were saying, especially doing your work and listening to the Lord and seeking him and praying, he started to fill her up, right? So she was fulfilled, completely fulfilled. What would you say about that, Benita? I mean, you know, of course, hypothetically speaking, but if we were to go back in time, what would you say about that woman who received that message from the Lord at the well?
Well, I would just say when the woman received the message at the well, I would say it was almost like a instant divine moment, like an aha moment. Like it probably was always there, but at that time, that's when it began to just be like an aha moment to manifest.
That's that breakthrough. That's that breakthrough.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey guys, if you can tell us about the conference this weekend, because I want to get into our topic of the day, why I had both of you guys and why we still have no time.
Because we could do this all night. You know we could.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you talk about the topic?
Conference? Yes. Again, the theme, like as you said, the theme is a meeting at the well, and it will be held for 3 days via social media, Facebook Live. We're doing Zoom. We're doing conference calls. We're going to have Apostle Mike Freeman, Dr.
Didi
Freeman.
Yes.
Love them.
Love them.
I lived in Maryland
they're awesome.
I lived in Maryland for a number of years, so I've seen them in action, and they have Marriage Made Easy, the conferences that they do.
I'm from California, and I'm familiar with them. I've watched them over the years. Yeah, I'm familiar with them.
Awesome biblical
blessed couple
Bible teachers on marriage. We're going to have them with us. We're going to, of course, be doing sessions ourselves. Me and my wife. We're going to have Marette Brown Clark doing a psalmist, as well as my wife. She's a psalmist as well. She will be on. And it's just going to be a lot of breakout sessions and a lot of marriage and singles discussions. It's going to be big.
Yes.
And you have something for the kids too? Do you have something for the kids, the children?
Go ahead.
Yes, absolutely. We also invite strongly, and we're asking everyone to attend. Even if you're already married, your marriage is good. It don't matter what marriage, your marriage in the hood, it don't matter. We want everybody to come and be a part because I believe, especially today, married couples need to get plugged into all of the faith, the God, the anointing we can get to make it. But we do have the preteens as well. So we have our registrations. We have preteens and teens, of course, and up. Is where we primarily like to talk because we would like to say mature, audience where they can kind of understand what we're talking about. But all is invited, and we want to encourage everyone, the singles, those married couples, those that are struggling, those that's on the brink of divorce. Don't give up. We want you to plug into
even marriages that are thriving.
Yeah, marriages that are thriving.
Exactly.
Yeah, we just want everybody to come be a part. Yeah.
So we thank you guys for taking time out, because I know you guys got to get back over there since it started today. But we have we do different topics here each week, and we have a letter that came in from a woman, and I want
you guys to weigh in on it with us.
Yeah. Okay. So the letter is, Dear Tori and Terry, I am engaged to the most wonderful man. He does everything in the world for me and my children. He has one slight problem. He has a cheating problem. He has cheated on me 3 times in our 5-year relationship that I know of, and only found out about it because he is sloppy with hiding it. Lipstick on his shirt, numbers in his pocket. I mean, who collects numbers on paper anymore? I know what you're about to say, but I love him. What did I tell you guys about that? And he is an awesome provider. I just want to know why I allow him to mistreat me in that way. I want him, but I want him to stop cheating. Am I stupid for staying with this man that cheats on me?
Ooh. Where's my fan?
I know that was a hot one. We counsel a lot of couples with infidelity issues, and pretty much the common denominator between all of them is just lack of communication. The marriage is either not to where it's supposed to be. It may not even be grounded in Christ. So we've seen all types. Guys, what do you think about cheating with, this lady's engaged and she's been cheated on. Can you imagine what would happen if they were already married? So can you guys, talk to our audience about this? We got about 4 minutes, okay?
Oh wow,
Well, I'll say something on that. One of the things that me and my husband been very, stern on is the area of covenant and contract. And so what I would like clearly want to say, this beautiful young lady, is that, you have to really consider this. You're in engagement, you're engaged, this is the first steps for premarital.
I thought they was married.
Well, engaged.
Oh,
She's
okay.
engaged to be
Yeah.
married.
Okay,
And
to be
so
married.
you're at this first stage of premarital. This is the first stage of supposed to be covenant. You know what I'm saying? You haven't even made a covenant yet, but this is the first stage, and the first stage has already been broken. The first stage of covenant has already been broken, and so you have to look at this covenant or contract. What do you want to go into? Because
Exactly.
I'm looking at it from the perspective of a kingdom covenant is eternal, and so I would just
Exactly.
want you to reconsider your decision because it's your life.
Yeah. Benita, give us one answer on that.
And from my perspective, I would say to the young lady, you got to love yourself enough to not allow that type of love. No matter.
Is it love at all?
Well, exactly.
Dysfunctional love.
Exactly.
Probably his only way of knowing. Yeah, it's dysfunctional.
Exactly. So she's got to love herself enough to she's got to put her demands down. She's got to put her demands down and have enough self-respect for herself as well as him.
Wow.
And if he can't honor the demands, then he's not the man for her.
Exactly. What do you think, baby?
Yeah, I got my, y'all know. Real quick, so hope you're not living together. I was going to say, I didn't hear anything about God in the letter. I hope you're worshiping together. So these are bullet points. Definitely get your premarital counseling. Do not live together. And if you can't see some kind of breakthrough in that counseling and him coming, really with his truths, run.
Exactly. And my last thing is, if your partner is cheating on you, whether you're married, engaged, or not, it's a reflection on him or her, whoever's doing the cheating, not you as the one that's been cheated on. So don't think you've done anything wrong. Don't think that he's or she is doing this because I'm not treating them a certain way. No, it's a reflection of them and not you.
He needs the counseling, but I would have suggested that he get the counseling, but I want you to be present so that you can witness him coming forth and being rebirthed and really claiming God. Claiming God first and starting to pray for you and himself. But you need to see that. If not, hey, you get to choose again. You get to choose again, darling.
Hey, we want to thank our guests for joining us tonight. Guys, every one of you has been fantastic. Good answers and great stories behind both of you guys. We love you guys with the love of Christ, and we love you guys with the love of Christ.
Thank you so much for joining us. Blessings on the conference. So. Thank you so much, Benita. We love y'all. Have a good weekend.
We'll see you next Friday.
See you next week.
Right here, same time.
Bye. God bless you.